Hi all of you, welcome you. Now in our theory classes we already completed unit number 3 and unit number 6, which is engineering curves and development of solid surfaces. Now we have to cover orthographic projections and isometric projections. Now orthographic projections is and isometric projections are exactly same, but in case of orthographic projections what we have to do, a 3D object is given, and by observing that 3D object we have to draw the three views, means front view, side view and top view. And in case of isometric projections, any two views are given, and by observing that two views we have to draw a 3D object. So in case of isometric projections, the difference is that in case of isometric projections, three axes will be there: x axis, y axis and z axis. And in case of orthographic projections, only two axes, which is x and y axis will be there. Now before starting the problem, we have to just go for the marking scheme. Now a problem of orthography projection is of 16 marks. Out of that, 5 marks will be for front view, 5 marks will be for side view, and 5 marks will be for a top view, and 1 mark will be given for the overall dimensioning. So total 16 marks problem will be there. Okay. In case of got the difference between orthographic and isometric? Very simple. In case of orthographic projections, 3D object is in front of you, and by observing that 3D object you have to draw the three views: front view, side view and top view. Similarly, in case of isometric projections, any two views will be there, and by observing that two views you have to draw a 3D object. Is it a marking scheme? One problem is for 16 marks. Out of that, 5 marks for front view, side view and top view, and 1 mark will be given for the overall dimensioning. Okay, now let us start with a simple problem so that the idea will be clear. Now here we have a simple object which is having a length 40 mm, width 30 mm and height 50 mm. Now this is a simple object. Now here x and y axis direction will be there. Now please remember this thing: the x can be denoted by a front view and the y can be denoted by side view. Means in this direction we have to observe the object as a front view, and this is the direction of the side view. Okay, now these directions are very important. Now here suppose the O is there, right? O is the origin, means it is the starting of that particular diagram. Now here in this diagram, in this axis system, O is here, right? Now what is the basic objective of orthographic projections? 3D views in front of you. By observing that 3D view, you have to draw the three views: front view, side view and top view. Now here you just remember one thing. Now O is here, which is the origin. Now your direction of front view, which is x, is towards the right hand side of front view, right hand side of the origin. Fine, you got what I trying to tell you? Here is the origin, your front view is towards the right hand side of the origin. Now while drawing in the xy axis system, that should be towards the left hand side. You have to go reverse. You got my point? Here your front view is towards the right hand of origin. While drawing here, it should be reverse, it should be go opposite, it becomes towards the left hand side of origin. Similarly, if the side view is towards the left hand side of the origin, that's why here while drawing here, it comes towards the right hand side. Okay, x is the direction of front view. Now here the front view is towards the right hand side, that's why in this two-dimensional axis it comes towards the left hand side. Here the side view is towards the left hand side, that's why here it towards the right hand side. And please remember one thing: the front view is always below the top view should always below the front view. You have to remember that thing. The top view should always below the front view. Now instead of this, if we have the x here and we have the y here, means what? In that case this becomes a front view, this becomes a side view. So in such cases, now x is towards the left hand side of the origin, so here while drawing here, the front will be here, side will be here and top will be here. I hope that you're getting the actual locations of front view. And see, these locations are very important. If you miss the location, then there is no meaning of your drawing. So the actual location of that front view, side view and top view is very important. Remember that thing. Okay, so your x is here, which is towards the right hand side of origin. That's why here it becomes towards the left hand side. Here your side view is towards the left hand side of the origin. That's why it becomes towards the right hand side. And what we know that the top view is always below the front view. Okay, now in some cases what they give, instead of giving x and y, only one arrow is given. Okay, means there is nothing is mentioned about the side view, only one arrow is given. So in that case, that arrow is nothing but your front view. In most of the problems, what they give both the axes, so we'll easily identify which is the front view and which is the side view. But in some cases what happen, only one arrow is given, so obviously that arrow is nothing but your front view, and obviously the opposite will be your side view. I think all of you get this point. Now once we fix the location of front view, side view and top view, then the next important task is what we have to draw the boundaries. Now here your front view is here, the length of front view will be 40 and its side will be 50. Okay, so what I do, I will just draw the roughly the length of front will be 40 and its side will be 50. So what I do, I will just draw the 40. Now this distance is approximate. As per your convenience, we can select the suitable distance. This is 40 and your height will be 50. Just draw the box having length 40 mm and height 50 mm. This is 40 and this one is 50. What we do, we'll draw the boundary of front view. Its length is 40, its height is 50. Similarly, we have to draw the boundary of side view. Now the length of side will be 30, its height will be 50. So this will be on the projection lines. Okay, now again this distance is as per your convenience. Okay, now its height will becomes 50 and the length is 30. So this is the boundary of your side view. So while taking these two lines, now what we do, this distance will be same for both, so it will give a good look. There is no restrictions of the distance from the x axis, but if you take a similar distance, then it will give a good look, right? Is it? What we do, we'll just draw the boundary for the side view also. Now this length is 30 and similarly the height will be 50. Are you getting this or no? What we do, first the task is what we have to draw the boundary of all the views. So for when you go for the front view, its length is 40, its height and 50. So we'll just draw the 40, 50, and for side view its length is 30, height is 50. We'll draw the 30, 50. Now we have to remember one thing which is very, very important. If you draw two views correctly, there is no need to observe anything, or there is no need to observe 3D object while drawing the top view. Okay, means if you draw the front view and top view correctly, the side view will directly come with the help of projections. If you draw the front view, side view correctly, then the top view can be directly drawn with the help of your projections. Fine. So while drawing the boundary of front view, there is no need to look here. What we do, we'll just project these lines on the x-axis. Just project this. Again, we just project this. Is it? And this is the origin. You just keep your compass here and we'll draw this arc. Not with the hand, we have to use a rounder there, and we just project these lines. Okay, and directly will get the box for the front view, top view, having length 40 mm and height 30 mm. Is it? Okay, so while drawing this box, will not observe this object. Directly will get, with if you draw the two views correctly, directly will get the box for the top view. Okay, what we do, we'll go for we'll drawing the box of every view. For front view, its length is 40, its height is 50. We'll draw the 45, 50. For side view, its length is 30, height is 50, and by taking the projection of these two, we'll directly get the length and height and length of the side view. Now let us move to the next drawing, which is very important. Now when we look from the here, so for your observer is here, so when you look from the here, now this part is visible, right, and this will be flat. When you looking from this will be flat, so this line will be matched to this line. So after this we'll directly observe this much part. Fine, because this part is flat, which will be observed in the top view. I got my point. See, when you observe the object from here, this much part will be visible, and this line will get matched, and after this only this much part will be visible. So in case of front view, what we observe this much part having height 40 mm, height 10 mm. Is it 10 is there? So from here, now this line is nothing but this line. Is it or no? So we'll just take a 10 here, and this is the line. Fine, and this line, now this line and this line will be matches, which is this line, and now we have to draw this part, which is directly drawn. Is it okay? When you're looking from the front side, this line and this line will match. I repeat this thing again and again. You have to just imagine, you have to just observe the object. Okay, this line and this will get matched, and this line is nothing but this line, and above this line will directly the line. Now when you go for the side view, only this L shape is visible to us. Now how we can draw this L shape? Now this line is nothing but this line, and this line is nothing but this line. Is it? So from here a 10 is there because there is a slot of 10 throughout. So what we do, we'll just take 10 here, again same 10 will be here, so we'll take 10 here, and this is your okay. Now whether this part is rough or not, now only this L shape is visible behind, or side of that there is nothing. So obviously we have to rub this. So only L is visible to us. There is no meaning of keeping that part now, because in front of that there is nothing. Fine, only L shape is there. Now again the thing is same. When you draw the two views correctly, there is nothing, no need to observe the 3D object to draw the next view. So what we do, we'll just take a projections, and keeping the compass here, we'll draw this arc and the straight line. Now so when we look, let us discuss a side view again. I think the side view will be from here. So while observing here, only this part is visible to us, this and this. So that is L shape here. Now when you go for the top view, exactly this much part is visible to us. Now again this line and this line get matched, so directly after that this part will be visible. Fine, because when you look from the top side, which is the top view, this line and this line will get matched, because it is, when you look from the top, the two line will be same, it will be matched. So this part and this part will be get visible. So directly we'll get this 10 slot which will be already there, and this much part will be here. So this is your top view. Is it? So very important thing is what, when you draw the two views correctly, the third will be created automatically. That is very important thing here. And the basic thing is, I think you get the problem. Just repeat the problem again. The direction of x and y is very important. I will repeat the thing. If the x and y is not mentioned and only arrow is there, so that arrow is nothing but the front view, and towards that another side there will be a side view. So here your front view is, this is the origin, the front view is towards the right hand side of the origin. That's why while drawing here it is towards the left hand side. Now here your side view is towards the left hand side of the origin, so while drawing here it should be towards the right hand side, and top view is always below the front view. Okay, if you miss the location of front view and side view, na, everything will get wrong. That location should be very important. Then what we do, we'll just go on the direction which is just observing the front view. We just mark the region which will be observed from the front view, and according to that we have to draw the every region. Okay, then again similarly for side view and similarly from top view. Now just remember one thing, there is a 5. See what happened in some cases, what we do, we'll just concentrate on front view. Means initially we draw the front view, after that we have to draw the front view completely, then after that we will draw the side view, and after that we have to draw top view. So what happens, side by side we have to complete all the three views, because see the mark distribution is what, 5 5 5. So if you draw see, if you draw this view completely, you will get only 5 marks. But if you draw this side by side, so every view will be completed, and marks will be allotted for every view, marks will be given for every view, so that will get the maximum marks. Okay, so this is a very simple problem. We'll go for the next problem, which is slightly difficult or complicated in the next class, but I think this is sufficient. And here, what is the thing you have to remember, that the location of your front view and side view, that thing is very important, and the top view is always below the front view. Whether it is towards the left hand side, or whether it is towards the right hand side, it doesn't matter, but you have to remember the front view should always be below the top view. And the directions of x and y, which is very, very important, we have to just go on the reverse. If the origin, if the front view is towards the right hand side of the origin, while drawing here it should be towards the left hand side. If the front view is towards the left hand side, it will be while drawing here it should be towards the right hand side, and that thing you have to remember. Okay, I think this is the sufficient to understand the basic thing of the orthographic positions. In the next class we will go for some complicated problems. So very soon I will arrange the lecture, or I will make a video for the next problem, which is slightly complicated. And what I suggest you, that we just go this problem, draw this problem with the help of drawing instrument, so that your basic things and basic idea will be clear. Okay, thank you very much. We'll just go for the I will upload the next video. I think tomorrow morning I will upload the next video. Up to that, you have to just draw with this problem with the help of drawing instruments. Okay, thank you.